Hello, welcome to Tea Time with Nejla. This one is really good. So today I would like to reflect on what I call the ethics of presence. For a long time, presence was spoken of as something to acquire, a skill to refine, a quality performers were meant to have, a state to reach. But through years of working with bodies, in the studio, in rehearsal, in performance, I have come to sense that presence is not simply a technique to master, it is not neutral. And it is not something we carry alone. Presence is relational. It arises between us in the space we share, in the breath that circulates through the room. When I invite you into presence in class, I'm not asking you to perform it. I'm inviting you into a shared field to feel your breath, your weight, your contact with the floor, and the subtle atmosphere around you and the space between you and other bodies. To be present with others is not only to focus attention, it is quietly to agree to be affected. Not overwhelmed, but touched in some way. When bodies share space, something always moves between them. Breath, rhythm, memory, tension, curiosity, culture, history, care. We may not name it, yet it shapes the encounter. For that reason, presence cannot be demanded. It must be invited and freely given. In contemporary performance, presence is often equated with intensity, with emotional openness, exposure, or visible vulnerability. Yet, intensity can flood the space. Exposure can slide toward manipulation. Rawness can harden into spectacle. And I often feel this in the studio. Depth does not need to shout. Ethical presence feels different in the body. It does not insist, look at me. It gently offers, I'm here with you. It opens a field rather than occupying it. It invites attention rather than grasping for it. It allows each of you, whether you are moving or witnessing, to remain sovereign in your own body. Presence, in this sense, becomes less about the performer and more about the quality of the shared space that we are breathing into together. In a world where attention is often extracted, measured, and monetized, there is a subtle risk that presence can become transactional, that performers even unintentionally ask the audience to give focus, emotion, or validation. In my teaching, I orient us differently. Ethical presence offers rather than takes. It does not require a particular response. It makes room for whatever arrives in the space. This is especially significant when we gather in ritual or immersive or ceremonial contexts, which is often what dance becomes. Such gatherings asks for trust. Ethical presence asks whether people have orientation, choice, and permission. The freedom to lean in, to linger at the edges, or to step back. Presence without choice can become coercive. Ritual, to remain alive, must stay permeable, like breath moving in and out. We are dancing in a world shaped by many forces at once. by pandemics, war, climate crisis, political violence, and grief that lingers in bodies, but also by resilience, creativity, health, joy, illumination. For some people, being asked to drop in is not automatically soothing. For others, it is deeply nourishing. Ethical presence recognizes this spectrum. It does not assume the body is unsafe, nor does it assume it is always safe. Instead, it quietly says, arrive as much as you can. Even partial presence is enough. Ethical presence also turns inward towards the dancer. It asks whether the mover is truly present to themselves, not performing presence, but inhabiting it. It asks whether they are grounded enough to hold ambiguity without rushing toward clarity or resolution. In this sense, presence is not charisma or command. It is a form of containment, the capacity to stay with what is still forming. Over time, I have come to see presence less as an individual achievement and more as something that lives between bodies, co-created through breath, timing, and shared attention, just as we feel when we move together in a room. In an age of speed and spectacle, choosing ethical presence becomes a quiet act, not louder, not more dramatic, but more humane, more spacious, more responsive to life as it is. Well, I leave you with this little reflection, this question to carry for yourself. Maybe you can journal. What does my presence make possible for others? Not what does it show, but what does it allow? Well, with that, leave your comments below, and I hope I will see you again soon. Take care of yourselves. Ciao.